So welcome everyone to the first Glasgow May Day, not on the green. It's a bit of a strange time for all of us, but I think it's nice that people who are further afield give the chance to join in, which is something we wouldn't have had otherwise. Yes, someone from Ireland, I think.
Brilliant.
Aberdeen. Attila, are you in London? John?
Oh, no, I'm on the Sussex coast. I'm Shoreham Port. In between
That's
Brighton
London
and
for
Bristol.
us. You know that.
No. We're West Sussex. I'm 200
Right.
yards from 200 yards from the sea in a big industrial port of the Sussex coast.
Right.
So yeah, but it is lovely. It's lovely to be with you because I don't do enough gigs in Scotland, sadly, and I haven't played in Glasgow for ages. So when I got the invite, I just thought, yeah, why not? I mean, I've already done 2 today. I thought let's do another one. I've managed to not drink too much beer, so you know.
Okay, so I think we should make a start. So first up, we have Iona MacDonald from Aberdeen. So
Yes.
Thanks very much, Iona.
I'll play you one of my quiet ones that I've written because I can, because it's not outside and all windy and rainy and shouty and stuff. So this one, I wrote it quite a while ago now. I can't remember how long, maybe about 6 years or something. But it seems quite relevant still. And it's the same one that I played for the Trade Unions Council earlier on as well. It's not really a protest song. It's kind of more like a question, I suppose. Hopefully you'll see what I mean when I've finished. If I've done my job, if you don't see what I mean, I suppose. All right, it's called Feed the Monster. Oh, when the city calls from the belly of the beast, and the darkness comes to lighten your reprieve. Oh, wasn't it easier? Oh, wasn't it easier to believe? Children cried us tears for a meal before they sleep, backed against a wall for the company they keep. And oh, wasn't it easier? Oh, wasn't it easier not to see? Tell yourself a lie and repeat until it's true. Tell yourself that silence is what decent people do. No, wasn't it easier? Oh, wasn't it easier before you knew? Feed the monster, make it stronger. Build an ivory tower for the worship of the few. Trust them with your life like they do the same for you. No, wasn't it easier? Oh, wasn't it easier just to lose? Avarice, it seeds in the conscience of its prey, covering the eyes of the prisoners it takes. No, wasn't it easier? Oh, wasn't it easier to leave it that way? Feed the monster, make it stronger.
Yay! Bravo! Bravo! Great. Like that, good.
Like you, Iona.
Yeah,
Lovely
brilliant.
song.
Lovely.
Yeah. Excellent.
Lovely, yeah.
Morgan has messaged me saying he'd like to do 2 songs. Could we perhaps have one of the songs, please?
Right. Yeah.
And we'll come back to you again later if there's time. There probably will be.
Yeah. I'll just get the old guitar here.
And Rab, are you looking to do some poetry at some point?
What's that?
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aye, that's cool.
I'm gonna so I don't lose track. Not all the your windows are in the same order, I don't think, on everyone's screen. I'm gonna work along my screen so I don't miss
Hey,
people.
Rob.
Aye, yeah.
So
Right.
that's so. But if you're desperate to get on, then just message me. But otherwise, I'll work through the tiles as they appear on my screen. Okay, so Morgan, do you want to introduce?
Okay, yeah. Again, happy May Day, everybody. Morgan,
you too.
You too.
And
from
you too.
Newry branch of the IW, or Newry and Ireland branch of the IWW. And I'm going to do a song which I now class to be a Labour song in a way. It's a Gang of Four song from the sort of post-punk era. And it's called I Found That Essence Rare. So it's a cover. And I'll later on maybe do a cover of James Connolly, just without guitar. So this is my acoustic version of an old punk song, I would call it, from years ago, called I Found That Essence Rare. And it's about the promises, the empty promises of capitalism, if you're not familiar with the song already. And I'll just take a wee drop of coffee before I go to lubricate. And then I'll get on. Let's see, I'll try this without a plaque. So I found that essence rare. You see it on TV. The worst thing in 1954 was the bikini. See the girl on the TV dressed in a bikini. She wouldn't think so, but she's dressed for the hate bomb. For the hate bomb. I found that essence rare is what I look for. I knew I'd get what I asked for. And for the country fair, you read it in the papers. The worst thing happens any week, a scandal on the front page. See the happy pair smiling close like they are monkeys. You wouldn't think so, but they're holding themselves down. Hold themselves down. I found that essence rare is what I look for. I knew I'd get what I asked for. I found that essence rare is what I look for. I knew I'd get what I asked for. And for politicians, you'll take your photos well. The last thing they'll ever do, act in your interest. Look at the world through your Polaroid glasses. Things are like a whole letter for the working classes. In classes, I found that essence rare is what I look for. I knew I'd get what I asked for. I found that essence rare is what I look for. I knew I'd get what I asked for.
Hey,
Hey, brilliant.
I have that album, Entertainment by the Gang of Four. I have the album.
Great album.
Very, very great album.
Yeah.
Album.
Huh?
That's really great, Morgan. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Great stuff. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Great.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you. Brilliant.
Attila, did you want to
Yeah,
perform
sure.
this evening,
Yeah.
or are you
Yeah,
ready?
Sorry, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
So, whenever you're ready.
Cool. Okay, right. This is called Coronation. It's rather topical, as you will hear. This little rap's here to inspire us not to get coronavirus. Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, they don't want coronavirus. It's a disease coming on the breeze, and none of us would like it, please. It's a disease coming on the breeze. Piss off, Trump. It's not Chinese. Bloody hell. It's a pandemic running through the world at a rate systemic. Let me spell out my position. I'm 62 with a lung condition. Let's all work hard to destroy it. Let's all work hard to avoid it. Till researchers have destroyed it. Don't get cranky. Don't be a fogey. Use that hanky. Bin that bogey. This little rap's here to inspire us not to get coronavirus. Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, they don't want coronavirus. It's a disease coming on the breeze, and none of us would like it, please. It's a disease coming on the breeze. Piss off, Trump. It's not Chinese. Please be kind and give assistance. Always do it at a distance. Get your normal shopping done. There's enough for everyone. Panic buying stupid caper. Put back all that toilet paper. What a crappy shit idea. Local pub delivers beer. This little rap's here to inspire us not to get coronavirus. Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, they don't want coronavirus. It's a disease coming on the breeze, and none of us would like it, please. It's a disease coming on the breeze. It's not Chinese. New dance called the Pontius Pilate. Time we all learn to freestyle it. Water hands and a bar of soap, cleaner than a microscope. No, don't scratch your dirty bridge, then go down and raid the fridge. Please keep safe. Please keep well. Coronavirus, go to hell. Cheers.
Yay!
I'll get a bit of antibacterial rap there for you.
Oh,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Super.
I hope you could understand my accent, by the way, you Scots.
But in Scotland, I come down your way quite a lot, and I grew up in Yorkshire anyway. So.
All right, cool. All right.
Thanks, Attila. That was brilliant. Thanks very much. Next up, we have Pauline Bradley,
Thank you.
someone who's played at Mayday on the Green a number of times, haven't you, Pauline? I think.
I have, yeah. And I just want to say, Attila, that I saw you in London at the Wood Green Labour Club
Yeah.
a few years ago. You remember?
A few years ago, it would have been about 1986, that would have been.
Oh, no, it was not as long ago as that.
The Wood Green Labour Club used to be part of the New Variety Circuit. There was about 4 or 5 pubs around London. I've done it a few times since then, sure, but yeah.
Yeah. My friend Christina Rowe helped to organise it. Anyway.
Right, cool.
Just to let you know. So this song, I'm going to do this song by Victor Jara, who was murdered by the Pinochet regime. It's called El Pueblo. You can join in, please join in. El Pueblo Unido Jamás Será Vencido. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Ah, right. Hi, Nick.
The people united shall never be defeated. Okay, I've got a guitar here. Anyway, can he really? Yeah, I can't angle it now anyway. Stand up and sing, for victory will come. The banners of union assemble in the sun, and you'll be there beside me on the march. Then you'll see the banners and the singing bursting forth the dawn, whose coming we proclaim. Red of blood, its race set us aflame. Stand up and sing, our hearts are all aflame. A new life is coming to put the past to shame. Your happiness is part of this our life. 1,000 cries will rise into a clamour that will proudly sing, for we cannot be wrong. Freedom is the content of my song. It's time for the people to rise up and struggle against the oppressors and shout all together. El pueblo unido, jamás será vencido. The people united shall never be defeated. Our country is rising, its unity is strong. From north and south, they come to join the throng. From countryside, the men are streaming in. From the forests in the south. Now the women too, their struggle has begun. Their union foretells the shape of things to come. Stand up and sing in a million blending parts. The people will win, for the truth is in their hearts. Of steel our will, battalions we must build. Justice and reason will be our battle cry. We are together now, our hearts so bold and brave. Rage beside the workers' mighty wave. It's time for the people to rise up in struggle against the oppressors and shout all together. El pueblo unido, jamás será vencido. The people united shall never be defeated.
Hey! Good, David.
I haven't finished. I'm still playing. One more time. It's time for the people to rise up and struggle against the oppressors and shout all together. El pueblo unido, jamás será vencido. The people united shall never be defeated.
Hey!
I'll finish now. Thank you.
Hey! Smashing.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
How did that sound?
Yeah,
I
good.
mean,
Sounded good,
quality of
yeah.
sound.
Good.
Aye.
Really? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Pauline.
You're welcome. Cool.
Perhaps a bit of a change now from singing. Rab, would you like to do a little poetry? Are you
Certainly.
ready?
Yes, certainly. I was living in a top flat in Govan for years until my health got bad. The same as yourself, until my lungs started playing up. So I got moved to a low down house down at the Clyde. It's lovely. But while in the old tenement in Govan, I used to look at my 3-storey window at the western sky. And this is what came to me one night. This is called The Leaf. Fading, falling, hazy, ozone light blue evening sky, Govan. Red stone tenemented canyons baked in the day's warmth grid the ways. Angled shadow steadily creeps to hide off the eastern ravine facades. Whilst westward looking top stories salvage heat and fast losing light. Suddenly, that same sky has moved through the hues into a Turner-esque pink violent to dark in missed moments. Meanwhile, other parts of our wonderful city, Denison and Partick, Maryhill and Shawlands, have their drumlins coated and covered over in blonde and white and yellow and brown and grey sandstone rose, again awaiting another visit from Helios. For then, every single exposed glassy grain of our dwellings, composed of sand, may catch tomorrow's moving light and sparkle like a small supernova. The knowing architect must have hoped this magic would occur as a curious onlooker observed and so discovered this minuscule beauty. You see, it is good to separate the tree from the forest, to study roots and risers, examine the bole and the sturdy trunk, up along the bearing brow, branching to the transforming twig, freeing each flower's individual colours, parts and characters. And then finally, to move to learn of the beautifully functional lines and shapes of the leaf, it is alive too. The simple appreciation of nature is not hard wrought. It, in fact, is readily presented to our eyes. As for us, as in all things, we need only just look.
Yo!
Well done, thanks.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Rab.
Thank you too.
Something for us to ponder about.
A wee journey in the clouds.
Yes, that's lovely.
Thank
Next
you.
up, we have Pauline Valence.
Hey, hiya.
Have you got your
Hiya.
harp?
I have.
Oh, beautiful.
Do you want something appropriate, or do you want something a bit light-hearted? I
think you could choose.
I choose.
Yes.
I might go with light-hearted. I had got a song that I wrote last week about the pleasures of all this kind of, Facebook Live and Zoom talks and everything, where people only really see what you're wearing from like the shoulders up. So will I just go with that? It's not particularly relevant, but it's just a bit of nonsense. Will I just do it?
Yeah, but then you have to stand up at the end and show us what you're wearing down at the bottom.
No. I think there's a lot of background stuff. So I think we need to mute when just because there's a lot of kind of background stuff. Okay, it's called Fashion in Lockdown. Can I tell you? What will I wear today? Throw open the wardrobe wide. What will I wear today? Oh, how will I decide? From the rows of silks and satins, the rows of stripes and plaids, the power suit, the chiffon top, and every latest fad. But it's fashion in lockdown. Fashion in lockdown. No thought given to colour, styling, or taste. It's fashion in lockdown. Just fashion in lockdown. As long as it features an elasticated waist. That old grey t-shirt will do. Forget the pink and the blue. Just throw on a grey jumper too. It's fashion in lockdown. I'm making a call today by FaceTime, Skype or Zoom. I'm going to be meeting them without leaving the room. I'm going to make a wondrous effort and cut an elegant shape. Oops, I nearly missed the time for the call. I'll just throw on this fancy cape. Because it's fashion in lockdown. Fashion in lockdown. No thought given to colour, styling, or taste. It's fashion in lockdown. Just fashion in lockdown. As long as it features an elasticated waist. That old grey t-shirt will do. Forget the pink and the blue. Just throw on a grey jumper too. It's fashion in lockdown. My hair's getting shaggier, I daren't try to trim. My nail treatment's falling off, it's looking mighty grim. It seems like I have aged 10 years, my face is starting to dangle. But wait, it's not my face at all, I can adjust the camera angle. Because it's lockdown, fashion in lockdown. No thought given to colour, styling, or taste. It's fashion in lockdown, just fashion in lockdown. As long as it features an elasticated waist. That old grey t-shirt will do. Forget the pink and the blue. Just throw on a grey jumper too. It's fashion in lockdown. I go out for my exercise with my usual grey-hued attire. I catch sight of some fashion icons to which I can aspire. A field of donkeys clothed in purple, the horses draped in red. And in the park a catwalk of dogs, they're wearing the latest trend. But it's fashion in lockdown, fashion in lockdown. no thought given to colour, styling or taste. It's fashion in lockdown, just fashion in lockdown. As long as it features an elasticated waist. That old grey t-shirt won't do. Forget the pink and the blue. Just throw on a grey jumper too, cause it's fashion in lockdown. Fashion in lockdown. I'll dress up tomorrow. If I can be bothered, I'll just put on a hat to cover my roots. What is happening? I can't even rhyme, cause it's fashion in lockdown.
Yay! Go, go, go!
Excellent.
That's your number. Aye.
That's beautiful.
That was great.
That was really
Thank
good.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much, Pauline. That was brilliant. A little bit too close for comfort, I think, for some of us.
But actually, for me, I did a gig for Boston. I did a gig for a spoken word club in Boston, Massachusetts last week, which meant I was going on at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I got out of bed with a t-shirt with nothing at all on underneath, and sat in front of the computer like that. And of course, I just had to make sure I didn't stand up at the wrong moment. So totally relate to that one. And that was a great Gang of Four cover, mate. That was a really good. It's a great album. I love the Gang of Four.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for that wee story. Martha, we passed you by. Are you here for the crack, or are you a performer? I don't really know you. Martha?
I'm just joining in to listening. That's
fine.
all.
That's fine. It's just you're on the phone, so I sent you a private message, but I don't think you saw it because you're on the phone. You don't really see those easily. Okay. Next up, we have someone who I know, who's in the Red and Black Song Club with me, David, who's now looking the other way. You're there.
Yep.
I think he's gonna sing a song that we sang when we supported David Rovics at the Star, not the Star, at the State Bar, not so long ago.
Big comrade
it's
of
a Matt
mine,
McGinn
Dave.
song, isn't it? Unless you've changed it from what you told me in the private message. I think it's
No, I like.
It's a Matt McGinn song.
I like that song. I like the sentiment in it.
Yeah.
Real job.
Before you start, can I just welcome people who've joined us? 1 or 2 people have joined us since we started. So welcome to them. Can I ask you that if you're not speaking or performing, could you keep your microphone muted, please? Because there's can be quite a lot of rustling of papers and other members of your household fighting with you for your headset and those sorts of things. Also, we're recording this. If anyone's not comfortable with that, could you private message John N., who's the host, about that? And I think that's about it. If you want to perform and you think you're not getting your shot, I'm working through the tiles as they appear here. But if I don't know you, so I don't know if you're going to perform, then send me a private message and I will fit you in. Okay. So we're over to David.
Well, I'll sing it without the guitar. I'll just sing it. Oh, okay, Nick? Yeah. Right, so...
Sorry, I'm talking when I'm muted. Yeah, that is
right.
fine. It's for you to decide which way you want to do it.
I'm not bothered with the
I'm going to
guitar.
sing along, but for obvious reasons, I'll keep muted. But I know this one, so I'll sing along.
Okay, right, so I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way. I never did like being idle. I don't want glory and I don't want fame. I left school with a modest aim. I went to the Labour Exchange for work. Here's what I sang to the wee brew clerk. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way. I never did like being idle. Now that says he is a rare wee song to come frae a lad, so big and strong. Through the door on the left, take this card. You can sing it to the gaffer down Harlan's yard. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way. I never did like being idle. I sang it to the gaffer, but he thought me daft. I've never even heard such a horse's laugh. He gathered around him all his men, and as one big choir they sang them. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way. I never did like being idle. Their voices rang o'er the riverside, and it became the song of the Clyde. It's what were heard the whole world round, and it was known as a Clydeside sound. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way, but I never did like being idle. There you go. I hope you like that.
Brilliant. Excellent, yeah.
Thank you, David. That was brilliant.
Yes. I like the sentiment in that song. A real job.
So, I think all the people have indicated to me they want to perform. We've gone through. Is there anyone who's in at the moment who wanted to perform who I haven't come to? So we could Donal a minute. Right, only because you need to leave us. Would you like to do another song? Iona?
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to find the microphone.
All right.
Yeah, I could. What would I play though?
A couple of spoons or something.
Song? What song?
Just pop in the toilet, so making it quite a long song.
Okay. I'll play another one of mine. It's not. Well, it's kind of relevant. It's not particularly political or anything like that. It's about getting through the other side of something. Well, I suppose, I don't know. There's lots of different things in it, I suppose. It's called Weather the Storm. Let it fall like Devon train and get carried away in this hurricane. The blackened trees still grow leaves, battered by a bitter breeze, and the twisted branches call your name. Oh God, I've just forgotten it. So she saw him walking in the fields, all lifeless steel. Hold on, weather the storm. The time will come when the mighty fall. Hold on. Love is patient, love is kind, and love will leave us all behind. Wounds heal and scars may fade, but the weakness of the flesh remains. Gathering the threads of time and all those things that we put aside for a chance encounter on a rainy day. Strike a blow into the power play. Hold on, weather the storm. The time will come when the mighty fall. Hold on, let it fall, let it rain, this hurricane. The blackened tree rose in the breeze.
since you saw him walking in the fields. Our life must steal. Hold on, weather the storm. The time will come when the mighty fall. Oh, the time will come when the mighty fall. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Sorry, I forgot my words.
Hey.
Get your own songs.
Brilliant.
Thanks so much. I will just probably disappear in about 5 minutes. So thanks so much, and it's been really lovely. And I hope you all have a really brilliant rest of the evening.
I'm sorry, Nick, I have to go as well. I've got somewhere else I need to be. Thank you.
Okay, well, thanks very much for dropping in, Martha.
It's a great night. Thank you.
Thanks, Martha.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Iona, for coming along and singing a couple of songs. And I hope the rest of your evening's successful.
Thank you. I'll hang about for about 5 minutes, then I'll probably just vanish. See you later.
Thank you.
Where are we up to? The tiles have rearranged themselves. Attila, did you want to?
Yeah, I'll do one more.
Anything else?
Yeah, sure. How long is he supposed to be going on for, by the way?
Well, it's been put down till 8:30, but I'd probably give everyone let everyone at least have 2 shots if they wanted. I was thinking, and then you can decide. It's not for me to decide,
cool.
but
8:30's fine by me. That's cool. That's cool.
but it was advertised as till 8:30.
Great stuff. Anyway, well done, everybody.
There's someone. Donald
really
has joined. I can't see him, and he's maybe having his dinner, but I think he might give a song, so we can probably give Donald a shot as well. Okay, well, thanks very much.
I've got Nelson here, Nelson Mandola. I'm going to do the Ragged Trouser Philanthropist set to music now. I'm sure everyone here knows what I'm talking about. It's my favourite book of all time. The modern day Ragged Trouser Philanthropist, of course, reads The Sun. And in 2008, when the bankers were destroying the economy, the people who Rupert Murdoch and his horrible little shitbag henchmen had to work out some way of basically giving people something else to think about, apart from the fact their lives were being wrecked by bankers. So I don't know if anyone else remembers this, but at the time they had this story that they found a picture of Prince Harry with no clothes on, and they might be going to put it on the front page of The Sun. Anyway, out of that, I rewrote the Ragged Trouser Philanthropist, because of course this Ragged Trouser Philanthropist reads The Sun. He thinks immigrants caused the banking crisis, and he really wants to see a picture of Prince Harry with no clothes on. It's got a chorus. It's been performed many times all over the place, all over the world, really. And a lot of time people have joined in, even though sometimes they don't think it's the sort of thing they'd normally join in with, as you will hear. It's up to you. But it's a Scottish traditional folk tune that's the backing, so that's why I thought this would be appropriate. But that is May Day and all that. Excuse me. It's not the virus, it's dodgy lungs. Give Hester and Diamond their bonus. They deserve it, they do a good job. I want workhouses for the dull scroungers and a picture of Prince Harry's knob. I work for my gaffer for nothing. I'm grateful he gives me a job. I'll swap all your bloody trade unions for a picture of Prince Harry's knob. His knob, a picture of Prince Harry's knob. His knob, his knob, his knob, a picture of Prince Harry's knob. That's the chorus. The country, it just can't afford it. Those strikers, they're all red to mob. They should all doff their caps and be happy with a picture of Prince Harry's knob. Don't give me your bleeding heart lecture, you middle-class guardian snob. Some of us live in a real world with a picture of Prince Harry's knob. Here we go. His knob, a picture of Prince Harry's knob. His knob, his knob, his knob, a picture of Prince Harry's knob. You lefties and loonies titties and nipples. It's time you shut your bloody gob. Because all that the likes of me ask for is a picture of Prince Harry's knob. I'm penniless, hapless and hopeless, and the state of my health makes me sob. But I'll work like a slave for my betters. My picture of Prince Harry's knob. Here's knob, here's knob, a picture of Prince Harry's knob. Here's knob, here's knob, here's knob, a picture of Prince Harry's knob. One more time. Here's knob, a picture of Prince Harry's knob. Here's knob, here's knob, a picture of Prince Harry's knob. Yes, I'll read the Sun and I'll believe it with my picture of Prince Harry's knob. Cheers. There you go.
Thank you, Attila.
Cheers, cheers.
A song for our times, I think, definitely.
Never thought I'd be cheering Prince Harry's knob, but there you go.
Bye, Iona. Thank you for joining us.
Brilliant.
Pauline, did you have another song?
Okay, just unmuted. So,
I meant Pauline. Sorry, I meant Pauline Ballons because she didn't. The tiles are rearranged. I think you were before, but I wasn't very clear. Sorry.
Which of us?
Yourself, Pauline Ballons. That was my fault. I should have been clearer.
No worries, no worries.
It's clear to me, of course, because you're now in. You've now moved on to the line above for some reason.
Ooh, yeah, it's weird.
You know, when we
You've been promoted.
When we play together, we're called the other Pauline because she's Pauline and I'm the other Pauline, or
right,
or the
so
other.
It's a bit like good night from me and good night from him.
That kind of thing, yeah. Anyway, on you go. I'll let you go. Let you carry on.
I'll get mixed up if we get out of order.
Okay. I know I couldn't decide. I think I'll do a song. I wrote it a few years ago. It was kind of about a family in crisis that like not really wanted to ask for help because they felt everybody else had all these perfect lives and didn't want to kind of ask their neighbours for help. So I'll sing it because I suppose, I mean, there's lots of families having a lovely time, you know, in the house with their children just now, but there are obviously lots of families that will be struggling a wee bit. So yeah, so I'll do that. It's called Who Can I Turn To? Today all the children were fighting about stolen toys, it would seem. The shouting got louder and louder till it all ended in screams. All I could do was try threatening, I'll take away the TV. I'm worried the neighbours will hear us, then they'll just judge us, you see. Their lives seem so perfect behind their well-painted front door. But who can I turn to? Who's there for me? Who can I turn to at all? Everyone's staring, what do they know? They're stuck behind a brick wall. Tonight no one's ready for sleeping. They're running around and around. They know that I can't really stop them. They've run me into the ground. I know what they'll say in the morning. She can't control her own brood. I'll get funny looks in the playground. Nothing will do any good. Their lives seem well ordered behind their well-trimmed privet hedge. But who can I turn to? Who's there for me? Who can I turn to at all? Everyone's staring, what do they know? They're stuck behind a brick wall. The doctor gives me pills to cure all my ills, but who can I turn to? Who's there for me? Who can I turn to at all? Everyone's staring, what do they know? They're stuck behind a brick wall. Oh, who can I turn to? Who's there for me? Who can I turn to at all? Everyone's staring, what do they know? They're stuck behind a brick wall. Oh, who can I turn to at all?
Beautiful.
Excellent.
Brilliant, yeah.
Beautiful.
Lovely, lovely.
Huh.
Thank you, Pauline. That was brilliant.
Thank you.
Rab,
Uh-huh.
did you have another poem for us?
Aye.
Some thoughts from the clouds.
Here's another wee one. I've got two kids, and there's 15 years between them.
Yeah.
And when the first one was born, I was stupid because I was 25, 26, and I was very strict, and I was a kind of that dad. What a mug I was. 15 years later, I had another wee girl, and she came to live with me when she's 2 months, and we're still together yet. She's 20 now. But I learned with the second one, stay out of their way. That's what's wrong with our kids. We're in their faces and we tell them everything, and we almost make them clones of ourselves. And I don't want to me cutting about. Look. So, this wee poem is called Stay Out of Their Way. And it's a wee bit of advice for any parent. This is it. This is the park. They're playing football, and those are the birds. These tall things are trees. They are alive, and they give us wood. When out with a child, talk with them, use words. A question begs an answer, so be in a ready to answer mood. When I say talk with them, I mean converse. Inform them when they ask. That's when they are ready. Don't talk all crap. That puts them in reverse. And get out with them. Even bad weather is better than the telly. We can get right in the way of our small people. We don't discuss. We tell. That's what is wrong. Adults, the school, the steeple. It's a dirge, not a suitable for babies song. I'm no kidding. I'm no an expert or the best that there is at anything. I wouldn't even want to be. But if you manage to stay out of the way of your kids, they'll carry less baggage, so at least they're half free. I'm no preaching or quoting from a book or a rhyme. No, I learned by staying out of their way. I've watched them grow to adults in next to no time, free flying, confidently making their own way today. So talk with them. Discover the magic we don't know. Kneel down, horse around, laugh and have fun. Give them time now, because where does time go? It will be over before it's begun. Thank you.
Hey. Excellent. Brilliant.
Excellent, brilliant.
Thank you. Stay out of their way.
Yes, I think very wise words. I've got a couple of children. Some people here know. I think that's very wise words. So thanks very much. I'm going to skip to Chris, who's joined us.
Hey.
Just before that, can I just say for people who've joined us recently, that this is being recorded. If you're not comfortable with that, can you message privately John N, who's the host? He can deal with that. And if you're not performing or commenting, could you, if you're on a laptop, can you keep your microphone muted unless you're going to be quiet as a mouse? I know for people on a phone that's difficult because you can't really see the control for doing that. So Thank you, Chris. One, or if they're short, just 2 songs because you've joined us late.
Yeah, no bother. Yeah, I was just going to do an a cappella song. So I've been listening to a lot of angry old English folk songs at the moment. So I was going to do a Chumbawamba one that's called Song on the Times. It's one from the 18th century, I think. You working men of England, one moment now attend, while I unfold the treatment of the poor upon this land. For nowadays the factory lords have brought the labour low, and daily are contriving plans to prove our overthrow. So arouse, you sons of freedom, the world seems upside down. They scorn the poor man as a thief in country and in town. There's different parts in Ireland, it's true what I do state. There's hundreds that are starving for they can't get food to eat. And if they go unto the rich to ask them for relief, they bang the door all in their faces if they were a thief. So arouse, you sons of freedom, the world seems upside down. They scorn the poor man as a thief in country and in town. Alas, how altered are the times, rich men despise the poor, and pay them off without remorse, quite scornful at their door. And if a man is out of work, his parish pay it's small, enough to starve himself and wife, his children and all. So arouse, you sons of freedom, the world seems upside down. They scorn the poor man as a thief in country and in town. So to conclude and finish these few verses I have made, I hope to see before it's long men for their labour paid. Then we'll rejoice with heart and voice and banish all our woes. Before we do, old England must pay us what she owes. So arouse, you sons of freedom, the world seems upside down. They scorn the poor man as a thief in country and in town. Thank you.
Hey. From English Rebel Songs 1381 to 1918.
That's the one.
Know it well, comrade. Know it
Awesome.
well.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't warmed up my voice, so it's a bit ropey, but thank you. Cheers, Nick.
Did you want to do another short one, or because we've been round everyone once?
Okay. Or
I'll come back to you at the end.
I'll come
to you
bit.
for the last.
Cool. Thank you.
What about the other Pauline? Might you have another song?
Stand up. And I'm gonna do a song without the guitar because I kind of figure it picks up your voice better. Anyway, and this is a song about Helen Macfarlane, who was from Barhead near Glasgow, and she was the original translator of the Communist Manifesto, but she was published under a male pseudonym of Howard Morton. So I actually uploaded this on YouTube today, so it's on my YouTube channel with the guitar. That's Pauline Bradley and Sound Inspirations. But I'm going to do it without the guitar just now. And I'm chuffed to bits because they played it on this Public Services International May Day thing they had today. So I'm a bit chuffed with myself about that. So anyway, this is called Red Republican. Comrades, we celebrate the very day 200 years ago in Barhead,
a girl was born who did lead the way, liberated people with the words she said, had the skills to write, helped workers win the fight. Red Republican was McFarlane. Da, 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 da. Helen McFarlane was a unique woman, a rara avis, as Karl Marx said. Shocking ideas of fire and revolution. They called her Howard to dilute the red. Democracies for the 19th century. You can shoot a man, but the idea stays free. Da, 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 da. Pantheism, thought and existence, God and man are one and the same. Treat every human being as an equal. Common divinity she did proclaim, as taught by our brother, the crucified Nazarene. Jesus Christ was proletarian. Da, 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 da. A Scottish governess and a translator of Marx and Engels and Hegel too. We've a world to win, says the manifesto. We are all vagabonds right through. Our rulers should be scared as our ideas spread. Arise, ye workers, forge the way ahead. There you go.
Thank you, Pauline. Thank you. And I knew the name Helen Crawford. When you first started singing, I was thinking, is that Helen Crawford, who I think was a compatriot of Mary Barber?
I think,
from that period. But is it Helen McFarlane? I don't think I did know of. So that's.
Well, I only knew because I was in a play by Penny Cole called Rare Birds, and Red it's all about Helen McFarlane's life. And Penny Cole wanted to make it her business to resurrect the name of Helen McFarlane. You know. Hi.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
The other thing I like about these things is it's also an education.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, you learn little snippets about different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that about these types of events. We can learn from each other, and little things that we've picked up are important to share.
Yeah.
Morgan, did you have another song?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Loud and clear. Right. I'll do my second one then, which is a song about another person born in Scotland, James Connolly.
Right.
And some people have heard of him. That's good. This is Patrick Galvin's song, a slow song that I think Christy Moore has done before. And I was looking at it, there's quite a lot of it that talks about working men and whatever, so I was looking to change some of the words. And I was speaking to Francie Devine, who I'm sure some of you know, the singer, has appeared in Glasgow many a time, folk singer and labour historian. And I said about, I'll change it to working people. And yeah, that's okay. I said, what about the bit about union men on every side? I don't think the Brits would have let a load of union people bury Connolly. And he goes, oh, it's an organising tool. It's not about accuracy. So I've always remembered that. So without any further ado, I'll attempt a version of James Connolly by Galvin. So, and without guitar this time, see how the voice carries on its own. We're all worried is our James Connolly? Where is that gallant man? He is gone to organize the union, that working people may be free. Who will carry high the burning flag? Who will carry high the burning flag? Who but our James Connolly could carry high the burning flag? Oh, they carried him up into the jail. They carried him up into the jail, and they shot him down on a bright May morning, and quickly laid him in his grave. Who mourns the death of this great man? Who mourns the death of this great man? Oh, bury me down in yon green garden, with Union men on every side. So they buried him down in yon green garden, with Union men on every side. And they swore they would form a mighty union, that James Connolly's name might be filled with pride. Where, oh, where is our James Connolly? Where, oh, where is that gallant man? He's gone to organize the union, that working people may yet be free. That's me.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Morgan.
It was lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Good, good.
Brilliant.
David, you've been away. Did you want to sing another song? Or shall I come back to you? Are you taking unawares?
That's me. I was muted there. Will I sing the ballad of John McLean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you can see thumbs up from people there.
Because I've got it in front of me here.
Well, that's the best way. That's definitely the best way.
Aye, I'll just maybe. No, it's printed big enough. I won't need my glasses. Right. Right, here we go. So, right. I'll see if I can remember the tune now. Oh, tell me where you're gone, lad, and where you're going to meet. I'm headed for the station that's in Buchanan Street. I'll join 200,000 that's there to meet the train that's bringing back to Glasgow our dear old John McLean. Dominie, Dominie, there was none like John McLean, the fighting Dominie. Tell me where he's been, lad, and why has he been there? They've had him in the prison for preaching in the square, for Johnny held a finger at all else he saw. He was right side of the people, he was wrong side of the law. Dominie, Dominie, there was none like John McLean, the fighting Dominie. Johnny was a teacher in one of Glasgow's schools. The golden law was silence, but Johnny broke the rules. For a world of social justice, young Johnny couldn't wait. He took his chalk and diesel to the men at the shipyard gate. Dominie, Dominie, there was none like John McLean, the fighting Dominie. The leader saw the nation made money hand over fist, by grinding down the people by fiddle and by twist. Aided and abetted by the preacher and the press, John called for revolution and he called for nothing less. Dominie, Dominie, there was none like John McLean, the fighting Dominie. The bosses and the judges united as one man, for Johnny was a menace to their 1418 plan. They wanted him for slaughter in the fields of Armenier.
John called upon the people to smash the Dominie. Dominie, Dominie. There was none like John McLean, the fighting Dominie. They brought him to the courtroom in Edinburgh town, but still he couldn't cover, he firmly held his ground, and stoutly he defended his every word and deed. 5 years it was his sentence in the jail at Peterhead. Dominie, Dominie. There was none like John McLean, the fighting Dominie. 7 months he lingered in prison misery, till the people rose in fury in Glasgow and Dundee. By George and all his cronies were shaken to the core. The prison gates were opened and John was free once more. Dominie, Dominie. There was none like John McLean, the fighting Dominie. Yeah. Did you hear that, Nick?
Yes, it was great.
Aye.
Great.
I was worried I'd missed the mute button there.
No, you were fine, David. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. We're Chris next. If you've got another song, Chris, that'd be great.
I was going to continue the John McLean theme and do one that's called The Ballad of Red Clyde.
I don't know that one.
No, it's a new one to me as well.
I found it on YouTube. There's an old guy singing it, and it's quite an old folk song, but I haven't seen it anywhere really. So if anybody does know more about it, probably it does exist somewhere. So, okay. Come, all you false historians, you hide us from the truth. A story I will tell to you, starting in my youth. From lovely Lover's mossy banks, my rivulets begin, and down into the Lanark glades, dim by the Cordalin. I nurtured all those sylvan glades, where cotters tilled their fields. And many's the blast and summer's haste these crops are bound to yield. On sunlit beams and golden streams I wandered wild and free, till I joined the tide of the estuary wide and danced into the sea. I saw the Glasgow fishermen their little sheelings build. I saw the lords deprive them of the very ground they tilled. Likewise the poor good weaving folk, a similar fate, who laboured night and day. Their weary sleep, their troubles deep, their lives all hard and brave. Likewise the Lanark miners too, a similar fate endured. The smelters doom their working fields, these legions all the poor. And when they rose against their foe, for me it was nae surprise. They mourned the dead Red Clyde has seen, the anguish in their eyes. Till there arose upon my banks a stalwart Greedle then, They swore that they would never be poor suffering slaves again. With dignity and courage stood, they did not stand in vain. What joy for me to live to see the likes of John McLean. Their emblem was the banner red, they were no craven crew. As Clyde has nurtured way its streams, they lived and fought for you. Their names will keep throughout the years, untouched by tide nor time. For liberty, come sing with me this ballad, O Red Clyde. Thank you.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. That's a lovely song. I've never heard that before.
No.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to need to do some more research into it. I'll see if I can find the link and I'll put it in the chat.
You know
Brilliant.
the air, Chris? There's a tune called Spancel Hill, an Irish one, but it was only written, I think, this century, so there might be an older Scottish air or whatever.
Ah, right. Cool. Yeah, I think
Yeah, I was thinking Spancel Hill.
Yeah.
John Grieg sings it. But yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's coming up to 8:30.
Wow.
Are you wanting to finish about 8:30? That's what was advertised, but we could run on. What are your thoughts?
I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
Well, do you want to? I'm next. I wasn't going to sing, but while I thought I would enter in the spirited bit, I've also calmed down a bit. I've looked at how to do this now. So at the beginning, I was thinking, how do you do this? I've never sort of hosted anything like this before, but now I know what we're doing. So I'm going to have a go to song, and we'll go around again. And if you want to pass, that's fine. Or if you'd like to do another one, that'd be fine. That'll probably take us till about 9 o'clock, I would think. Okay. This song, it's one. Some of you know that I used to be in a socialist theatre company in Liverpool, and I was sorting out not long ago, and I came across this. So I've not sung this except for one song club last week for getting on for 30 years, and I quite like it. It's based on an old English sort of folk song, I think, "Farewell to Cold Winter," and I think you get the thing. The original song is it's "Let Him Go, Let Him Tarry." It's a lover who's been dispensed with, I think. So, but this is a version of that song, and we'll have a go at it. I've also got the words because when I sang it last week, I missed a verse out. So a bit of luck, I get all the verses as well. Farewell to cold winter, summer's come anew. I've quarrelled with my dear kind boss, and him and me are through. For now at last I've found him out, and now at last I see that the only thing worth fighting for is workers' unity. So let him go, let him tarry, let him sink or let him swim. He doesn't care for me, and I don't care for him. I'm the worker, he's the boss, and the boss's day is done. And the worker's day is coming like the rising of the sun. My boss, he says, I'll cut your pay, I'll sack you if I like. But I told him if he tried it, we'd all come out on strike. Oh no, he says, oh you don't, Johnson's seen to that. But I care no more about him than any other rat. So let him go, let him tarry, let him sink or let him swim. He doesn't care for me, and I don't care for him. I'm the worker, he's the boss, and the boss's day is done. And the worker's day is coming like the rising of the sun. My boss, he says, my profit is my payment for my brains. But I told him that the workers can lose nothing but their chains. My boss, he says, the class war is a very wicked sin. But I told him that the workers have the whole wide world to win. So let him go, let him tarry, let him sink or let him swim. He doesn't care for me and I don't care for him. I'm the worker, he's the boss, and the boss's day is done. And the worker's day is coming like the rising of the sun. Oh, thank you.
Very good, Nick. Nicely done. Good song.
Unless there's anyone lurking behind the blank screens who'd like to perform, we're going to go back to the beginning. And that would be Attila, the way things are lying on my screen.
Hello. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. It's great. I'll do one more. I wrote this for the for the Orgreave Mass Picnic. I was asked to compare. I did a lot of gigs during the miners' strike, as some of you may know. I do a lot of gigs all over the place, or I did until a month ago. I was asked to compare the Orgreave Mass Picnic 30 years on from the Orgreave Mass Picket to the day. There was a Yorkshire NUM picnic in the park, in the field that the Orgreave coking plant had become. And so I performed this poem. In the middle of it, the Rozzers sent a helicopter down to buzz us, and we all went like that. This is called Never Forget, and it's dedicated to the Orgreave Truth and Justice campaign, following on from the partial victory of the Hillsborough 96. It's essential that the same police force are held to account for what happened that day. Never forget. I remember my stepfather moaning in the first strike in 72. Miners holding the country to ransom. I was 14. I thought about you. You worked underground, often in danger. Hewed the coal we depended upon. He earned more checking tax forms in Brighton. I knew then just whose side I was on. I remember Kent pickets at Shoreham when our port bosses shipped in scab coal. By the time they were back 12 years later, a new anger burned deep in my soul. You'd won once, but this time will be harder, for your foe was no bumbling Heath. It was Thatcher, revenge her agenda, a class warrior armed to the teeth. You were miners on strike for your future, for your pits, your communities, ways. We were punks, poets, anarchists, lesbians, theatre groups, Rastafarians, gays, different worlds in a rainbow alliance, fired up and determined to win. When Thatcher lumped us all together, punk or miner, the enemy within. I remember those pictures from Orgreave. Police faces contorted with hate, the communities brutalised, battered by the raw, naked power of the state. If it took guns and tanks to defeat you, she'd use guns and tanks on you too. The veneer of democracy shattered, the hired thugs of the privileged few. After Orgreave came Wapping, then Hillsborough. With the press and police on her side, Thatcher smiled as the printers were beaten and those 96 football fans died. She had a quite brazen agenda, summed up perfectly well when she said that there's no such thing as a society. Don't blame us for being glad that she's dead. Now the bankers destroy the economy and the poor and the sick get the blame. And our once proud and strong labour movement is shackled and timid and tame. But this poet will always remember the brave men and women I met. We will carry on fighting for justice and will never, no, never forget.
Never.
Cheers.
Never.
Thank you, John.
Cheers.
Rab, would you like, have you another poem?
Okay.
You've got another 100 poems, I know. Have you got another poem?
Yeah. Now this one here is quite severe. I was at the May Day last year and there was an awful lot of performers and I had 6 poems. I had 3 really salty ones and 3 nice ones to prove that I'm not always doing in the mire. But this is one of the ones that I never got to read out.
It's probably the fault of the person who was the compare last year, Rab.
No, I just think there was that many. I can remember the first of the May Days, there were 5 of us. And then the next year there was maybe 9 or 12, and then the next year, and last year was tremendous. There was a big crowd and everybody brought food. But when I got there, that's when I found out there was that many people we couldn't do what we were going to be doing.
Yeah.
So this year's a wee bit rancid. But sometimes the truth's a bit like, oh, huh? And I like to write no kidding on. And I was in the Poetry Society in Glasgow for about 2 years there, and they're all talking about their makeup, and they're all talking about fashion, and I don't know what they're talking about, their short toenails. They talked about everything apart from politics. So I kind of went, oh, we need to do something about this. So this is called Look at Them. Look at them, human flame. They're on the dole doing nothing. Look at them, the money men, milk and honey men, doing nothing. Use your senses, use your eyes, use your ears, realise who are the them doing all the taking. The poor and the ill, and food banks on pills, the less abled, named, blamed and forsaken. So kick right into them, don't stop, I'll say when, and don't worry when you wonder who I am. I am the money, I am the power, I invented this sham. I separate and I divide, I cajole on a child, I leave you nowhere to run or to hide. Yes, me and my clique and numbers we seek to take all you good folks and a carousel ride. Big money talks, it opens the locks and it greases the paws of the greedy. You've been kicked to the side in the great divide. It's the class war that's left you so needy. Well, like I say, go on about your day, consume, be happy, want more. Eat till you burst, quench your thirst, dance dizzy in the dizzying dance floor. Just don't stop to think we're on the edge of the brink, and for goodness sake, don't care for your sisters or brothers. Eat drugs, snort gear, get full right up your ears. If you're buying, they'll sell you your very own mothers. We must awake and draw a line. Half the world in war and starvation. Children the world over paying the price to facilitate our great salvation. When you're out in the street, see what your eyes meet. That person has not got a home. Think of them as a life for your child. It's frightening. Too hard for your mind to roam. To scary dark places, unknown faces. Still, you don't want to play the game. So keep on grabbing what's next on the list. And do you think you'll ever touch fame? It's got to do with yourself, no somebody else. You can stay happy and daft if you please. Or you could educate yourself, and if we unite, we could bring this beast to its knees. His name's capitalism, cash. It's humans being rash. It's called minding out just for yourself. It's called being tight. We all know that's no right. It's time somebody rattled the bell. Get what you need. Try paying heed. Growing profit is for them, not for you. Don't give up your rights. Take part in this fight and broaden out your own point of view. Be worthwhile. Have love in your smile, not pleasure derived from things. Reach out to others. Don't be afraid. Find out what compassion brings. It brings out the best, and that we should invest in thought, word, and deed, and in action. We humans be loving, and we can be caring, not just profiting in every transaction. So live and let live. Give what you can give. Shan war and champion for peace. Love your neighbour as if yourself. Burst out of your shell and release. You and I have the reason why we must hate and compete and beat the people around us, our own kith and kin, and people that have yet still to meet. The worst bit yet, how bad can it get? The planet is ruined and the people are all mad. You've maxed out your card, it's all in debt. But we leave our children, it's sad. I could go on, but who needs to yawn? So I'll nail it and I'll rant it enough. For balance within, draw your horns in. Do you know already? Have plenty of stuff. Thank you.
Ray, that's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Well, really good. Love it. Love it.
Right, kick in the teeth.
Thanks very much, Rab. That's brilliant. Thanks very much.
Great.
The other Pauline, do you have another song for us? You're muted.
Do you mean me?
Yes.
Cool,
Actually,
yes, I do.
the other Pauline's left us. You're the only Pauline now.
Okay. The only Pauline. Okay. I'm going to leave the guitar out again, but I do normally play the guitar on this one. It's called No Borders, No Barriers, and I do change the words on this song from time to time depending on what's happening. So there is a verse about the virus. Sorry, I'm just going to move. Yeah. There is a verse about the virus and there is a verse about Brexit. So they're relatively new verses, but okay. And there's a chorus you can join in with. I probably won't hear you, but you can try. Here we go. No borders and no barriers, no walls to keep us far apart, just peace and solidarity, our connections in our hearts. The people struck the Berlin Wall, they said, here's a wall, let's make it fall. There's hopes there on the other side. There's nothing here that we have to hide. And all the borders everywhere are stopping us, showing how we care. And when they're gone, it's then you'll find the only border is in your mind. No borders and no barriers, no walls to keep us far apart, just peace and solidarity, our connections in our hearts. These islands have controversy, disenfranchised you and me. The propaganda was racist. A small majority said Brexit. The Tories are in disarray. There's infighting, was Boris and May. A good solution to set us free. United Ireland and Scottish Indie. No borders and no barriers, no walls to keep us far apart, just peace and solidarity, our connections in our hearts. There's a virus threatening, we are isolating, so we are not spreading. Everything is changing, it's a rebalancing. We must push on to move things, a chance for us to change our world, for peace and unity to be unfurled. No borders and no barriers, no walls to keep us far apart, just peace and solidarity, our connections in our hearts. No borders and no barriers, no walls to keep us far apart, just peace and solidarity, our connections in our hearts. Ta-da.
Hey.
Well, thank you, Pauline. That was a lovely song. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome.
Where are we now? Morgan, did you have another song? I know
don't
you said two. Did you have another one, or would you like to come back to you?
Lined up, to be honest, so I'll sit this one out.
You'll sit this one out.
That's all right, unless.
I've been brought a whiskey.
I'm heading off now, everybody. Just to say that I've really enjoyed being here. I've really enjoyed it. It's been great. This is my third one today. So I did two of my own shows earlier on, and it's been lovely. I got the invite yesterday, and it's been lovely to come. I don't do enough gigs in Scotland, and it's just been lovely to see you all. But I'm heading off now. I'm doing lots all over.
So we need to get him a gig in Scotland, I think.
Well, I was to be fair, I was going to be doing another 2 weeks at the Edinburgh Fringe, and I was going to be playing in Glasgow and all, but obviously that's all off now. But I should be in October with my band at Bannerman's, the Mighty Bannerman's in Edinburgh, in Cowgate. In October the 10th, I think it is, part of my 40th anniversary tour with my band. We combine early music and punk. I haven't done any of that tonight, but I want to get off now because I'm leaving my wife on her own and everything, and it's been really good. I really enjoyed it. So all the very best.
Thanks very much, John, for coming along.
Yeah,
Thank you.
look after yourselves, everybody. Look after yourselves. Really enjoyed it. Cheers.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Well, thanks. Well, I've got to head off now, but great session. And
thank you, Donald, for coming along.
Who's going?
Oh, just me, Donald. Bye.
So Donald's away. I thought I'd have a go at another song, and then Chris, I know, has got one, and I thought we're thinning out now. Maybe that we're the right time to just sort of tie things up. Do you think that's a reasonable plan?
Oh yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
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 So this is a song. I didn't write this. It was written by a guy called Dave Rogers of Banner Theatre Company, and it was commissioned by Newpie back in the late 80s, I think. Newpie is no more. It was subsumed into Unison, but I think Dave Rogers is still working away with Banner Theatre Company all these years later. Apologies to Dave because I have changed the words a little bit. It maybe isn't as positive about the bosses of some of the big unions as it was intended originally. So see what you think. Another one from the Theatre Company days, which I've, again, not sung for years, but it'll be in there and I've got the words. It'll just a matter of it coming back. So we'll see how it goes. Did they build a people's NHS in 1948? Not quite. Not quite. Join the refrains if you want. And all power, wealth and privilege did they eradicate? Not quite. Not quite. But the little bit we got before they want to take away, and that little bit is getting less with every passing day. But rest assured you'll be all right as long as you can pay. That's right. That's right. Do the ones who cut our services consider you and me? Not quite. Not quite. By prolonging pain and suffering, do they care to a degree? Not quite. Not quite. When they cut back public services and start to privatize, they tell us we're more free to choose the way we live our lives. If you're loaded, then you're free to live. If not, you're free to die. That's right. That's right. Will a privatized health service be concerned with saving lives? It might. Well, it might. Does a firm that's into profit care to the bone? Whatever is not lucrative is better left alone. And put the role of caring on the woman in the home. That's right. That's right. Oh, the NHS is wasteful, so the politicians say, quite right, here, here. We can't afford to keep it, so make everybody pay. Quite right, quite right. Yet Beecham's, Glaxo and La Roche can watch their profits soar. They get rich on the NHS and still come back for more. And who spends half our taxes on those instruments of war? That's right. That's right. But we won't let them tear apart what's ours to defend. That's right. That's right. And don't trust the union bosses, 'cause they'll sell out in the end. That's right. That's right. We won't let them cut the service. We won't let them privatize. And we won't let them take away our right to organize. For when we deal with life and death, there is no compromise. That's right. We'll fight.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know Chris has got one song, so I'd ask Chris to just to finish off with the last song, please.
Yeah, so I was going to do this on the old banjo. It's a old wobbly song, so song from the Industrial Workers of the World Union. It's called Dump the Bosses Off Your Back, and it's to the tune of What a Friend We Have in Jesus. So sing along if you know it. Are you cold, forlorn and hungry? Are there lots of things you lack? Is your life made up of misery? Then dump the bosses off your back. Are your clothes all torn and tattered? Are you living in a shack? Would you have your troubles scattered? Then dump the bosses off your back. Are you almost split asunder, loaded like a long-eared jack? Boo, why don't you buck like thunder and dump the bosses off your back? All the agonies you suffer, you can end with one good whack. Stiffen up, you ornery duffer, and dump the bosses off your back. Did you find your factories closed down? Are your neighbours all on crack? Pal, let me give you the lowdown. Just dump the bosses off your back. Did you find your pension looted? Spent upon folks in Iraq? Would you see those rascals booted? Then dump the bosses off your back. Just dump the bosses off your back.
Woo! Excellent.
Thank you, Chris. And I think a really good song to finish with on May Day, International Workers' Day. Dump the bosses off your back. I've really enjoyed today. I was a bit apprehensive about how this would work, but I think it's actually worked really well.
Yeah.
And so I suppose what all remains is to thank people for coming along, whether you've come to enjoy the crack, those who've sung. Particularly, I think we should thank Keith, who, if he hadn't pushed a little bit to get this organised and done stuff, it wouldn't have happened. To Clydeside IWW for letting us use their paid-for Zoom account. And I hope that next year maybe we can be beyond Glasgow Green. We'll have to see how things go. If John's got time, if people want to chat a little bit afterwards, then the meeting can stay open. But I think that's the formal session over, I think. So thank you everyone for coming along and contributing.
Thank you, yeah, that was great.
And well done, Nick, because you handled that really well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know it was kind of a last minute thing, but you know, you seem very, very good at it. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Pauline. Although, as I said at the beginning, they usually ask me 10 minutes before it starts, as opposed to me finding out by accident at lunchtime. So it was a little easier today.
Right. Good.
But thank you for your kind thoughts.
Hey, everyone. Log off and maybe go do a bonfire or something.
Hey, Dom. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Magic, cheers.
Thanks.
And everybody, thanks for listening. I'll see you all again.
Magic.
Thank you for coming, Rab.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
See you, everyone.
Okay.
Bye, Chris. Dan. We haven't heard much from Dan.
Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.